It's the end of October, and this is really the ideal time of year to identify and see one of our primary invasive plants, European buckthorn, in the landscape. European buckthorn will be very dark green in contrast to the native leaves, which are turning various fall colors. So it makes this time of year a really easy way to identify and know that you're removing the right plants as part of your restoration. European buckthorn, as I mentioned, has dark green leaves, and the leaves are oval shaped and have very fine teeth or serrated edges on the leaves. You will also notice on some of the buds, the reason it's called European buckthorn is because the buds tend to be hoof-shaped, and it looks like a deer hoof, particularly on the end of the plant stem. When you're removing your European buckthorn, you may want to look for whether the plant is producing clusters of dark blue-black berries. This will tell you, if you do find berries, that you have a female plant. And female plants are the ones that are obviously contributing to the seed bank. As part of a restoration, however, you want to pick a sizable area that you feel you can do follow-up management in and clear a space so that it is ready for reseeding. And one of the things that Friends of Minnetonka Parks practices is immediate follow-up seeding on the ground to start establishing a diversity of plants that will compete with any buckthorn seeds that are on the ground or in the seed bank. So one of the first seed mixes that we use, it's called Buckthorn Replacement, and it is a seed mix comprised of various native cool season grasses, plants in the perennial rye genus, as well as some warm season prairie grasses. And these seeds establish fairly quickly, and as you can see, it takes less than a year in some cases to start establishing that competition that will compete with any remaining buckthorn seeds or seedlings. So during our restoration events, we make sure to give all the volunteers proper instruction and training, because there are very specific things that you need to do to ensure that you are permanently removing buckthorn when you have an event. One thing that we strongly recommend is that all volunteers cut the buckthorn stems, whether they're finger size, broomstick size, or larger, flush to the ground. The second step is that we want to ensure that almost immediately a herbicide is applied to the stump, and those two actions combined together should result in most buckthorn getting killed. So when we're using herbicides, we want to do so carefully and safely. One of the ways in which we achieve this is by using a container called a buckthorn blaster, and it is a small applicator container with a sponge tip that allows us to touch the sponge tip onto the cut stump and apply a minimum amount of herbicide that is needed in order to kill the buckthorn. Here is a site that was cleared of buckthorn approximately 1 year ago, and following that buckthorn clearing, we applied or sowed the buckthorn replacement seed mix. So fast forward 1 year to today, you can see that we have very good establishment of the seeds from that seed mix, including the perennial ryes that are very dense and again helping to compete with any remaining buckthorn seedlings. After we cut and treat the stumps, we make sure to remove all of the cut material from the site. The reason is we don't want to leave cut material on the ground because it will inhibit the germination of the seeds that we're sowing after the removal of buckthorn. So all of the buckthorn material that is cut is removed and piled for pickup by the city.